So, hello guys, welcome to Crypto Bros, episode 4. Today our guest is Shedra. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, Shedra.
Shedra. Right. Where are you originally from, Shedra?
I'm naturally born in Brazil, so I'm Brazilian.
Nice.
Shout out to all the Brazilian community in Wild Forest. We have a huge community, but I've been living in Scotland already for 5 years now. So yeah, I left the sunny continent to a tiny rainy island.
But it's green, as you said before we started the podcast. It's a lot of nature, isn't it?
Yes,
So it's nice.
yeah.
All right, perfect. So, what I want to say is, I couldn't find any information if you did play in season 1, and I don't know if you did.
No, I actually missed season one. So I played a little bit in the beginning, the first fortnight, and then I completely missed the play to airdrop on the first season. Unfortunately, I ended up in the hospital and I couldn't play the second half of the season, so I completely missed it. I had a lord that I had bought when it was cheap, and then I put up for sale in a ridiculous price. I think I paid like 100 RON at the time when I bought it, a few weeks before the play to drop, and I listed at 650 because I didn't think anyone was gonna buy it. And then when I left the hospital, play to drop had finished. I didn't have enough points because I have never finished my battles, and the Lord has been sold. So I was completely left out the first season of Play to Airdrop.
Yeah, I was trying to find you in the leaderboard, and I was like searching through it, and I'm thinking I can't remember you from Discord either, because I don't think you've been much in the season 1 on Discord in the Lord's chat, and I was
No, I
thinking,
wasn't like active at all. I was more like on Axie Infinity kind of stuff and playing Pixels at the time. And then I had my eyes on Wild Forest for a bit because was the first game to actually have a live working on iOS, and was really easy to just get and download on iOS and play and smoothly. But I was just like, yeah, it's cool. I'll have a look at some time. Then there was like the Pixels airdrop, so I was like invested on the airdrop and doing stuff, and then eventually decided, okay, I will participate in the first season of the airdrop. And then, like, obviously, I was interrupted in the journey of the first airdrop. But then
yeah.
I just kept on for the second season.
I think the second season you've been quite successful, were you? I think you went on 27th place.
Yeah, I was 27, 26, something like that. But that was because I completely YOLO'd on packs. So after the first season, I opened something like 100 packs. Over 150 packs if counting premiums and the standard. So I was like selling lords really high and buying more packs. I opened a total of 4 mystics, sold 2, and then in the end I still have like a couple mystics staked and loads of units and stuff. But I was just doing crazy gambling during the right before the start of the play to airdrop season 2, and I think that's why I done so well. But yeah, I spend all my roning in Wild Forest.
I think you made the right decision, because obviously it will pay off. That's my feeling about the Wild Forest token. I feel a very strong feeling that this is going to be very successful.
Yeah, I'm very, very confident on Wild Forest. It's an early game. I have like early Axie vibes on it, and investing Rome. At this time, like mine, I start buying the packs when Rome was like on the decline, so I didn't make any difference because I just literally was exchanging my Rome to cheap lords, because at the end of the day I got my lords end up being really cheap. But was a risk. I was really lucky, and I am very confident that Wild Forest will be the next like big game in the ecosystem. Just because we have this potential. The game is engaging as it is, regardless of crypto. I think that's the big catchy thing of Wild Forest. Yes, we are Web3. Yes, we are crypto gaming. We want to all to the token to succeed. But more than anything, I think it's the most fun game and engaging. Like it's a game that you start playing and you will always are looking forward for your next match.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think every single person that was in my podcast, we talked about this so many times, and we said Wild Forest is unique. It's different from other games because there's loads of games that are just makeovers or something that was already there, or something that we already faced before. It was a success, and someone is just doing a copycat, and they're thinking, "Oh, it's going to be another game that might be successful." But as we said, Wild Forest is very unique, and we all hoping for it to expand to incredible sizes, and we want to build a community that is even bigger than it is at the moment.
Yeah, and it's good to remember that we are really early. This is just our second official season after launch. Might seem like a lot, but we had 7 seasons of beta, and then we have to remember, like, see if we want to use any game as a comparison. Obviously, that crypto cycles were different then, but Axie Infinity had something like 16 or 23 seasons on Classic. Until then, it started Origins and then had another, as I think, again, is on season 18 or 17, something like that. So we have loads of seasons ahead and loads of things to improve. And then get more players as well. So it's like we are really small and early now, but we have so much potential of growth.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. All right. So I was thinking we might start getting into questions. What are you thinking about?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
All right. So first question is going to be where Shedra came from. What is the story behind your nickname?
So that is interesting because Shedra was my first role play game, RPG, real board game. I used to play when I was a kid with my uncles. My uncle used to be the game master of the table. I don't know if you heard of the system called GURPS, but it's like similar to DD or 3DT,
Okay.
you name it, if you are familiar with board
Yeah,
games. So it was my first ever character before I ever even started playing video games. So it just stuck with me. There is like a whole story behind the character, and then it came with me from playing RPGs, board games, and became my avatar on many other games. So I played Ragnarok Online, I played Lineage 2 for years, and World of Warcraft. So playing like these massive MMO games, and the Shedra just came with me in every single game that I played. So that's it now. Although I'm not playing MMO anymore.
There's a long history behind your nickname, and it comes originally from the board game character.
Yeah.
I might search it up later on to see. Probably there will be some traces online to find it.
You might find some.
All right, amazing. If you could bring any character from Wild Forest to life, which one would you choose?
Ninja.
Yeah, that's an amazing. Why would you bring him to life?
Because what is cooler than a ninja? Just a samurai, but we don't have a samurai with Forest yet, so.
Yeah, that might be a good add-on to the suggestion box for the guys to develop something.
Indeed.
But we're gonna get to that question because that's the question I'm always asking everyone. All right, a little bit about Scotland now. What's your favorite Scottish dish or tradition, actually? Why would you recommend it to us, and what is unique about this?
Haggis, nips and tatties is the national dish, and I think it's one of the best. They love a fish and chips here, like the down south there, you might know, but here, like haggis, nips and tatties, if you like offal or if you like sheep, I will recommend the whiskey sauce. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, Scotland and whiskey, that always goes together.
Yeah, I don't drink. So, but if you are a whiskey drinker, you're gonna find the historically the best whiskey around up here.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to know. To everyone who is drinking, don't miss this spot because Scotland is known for their whiskey. All right. If a Wild Forest had a Scotland themed event, what would you want to see in it?
Highland Games.
Oh, nice.
So Highland Game tasks.
Would you mind to explain to the viewers what the Highland Games will look like?
So the Highland Games is a show where there are a circuit of activities, and you have teams, and each team have to go through those activities and get points. So the activities go from cable war to throwing the wellies, which is throwing boots on distance, throwing trunks on the distance. So many different games. Some of the games are also integrate on the strongest man sport. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have like the throwing the rubble and stuff like that.
Amazing. Yeah, I've seen a couple of them. I'm watching a couple of strongmans on social media. I've saw them throwing those massive logs up to the air,
Yeah.
and they just fly in. And I'm thinking, oh my god, they must be so strong to do that.
Yeah, you can have a smaller version with smaller logs, lighter
Yeah.
logs, or
That would be
you just throw
probably
the wellies.
that would be probably me with a stick.
Yeah. Or you can do the Kaylee as well, which is a traditional dance.
I am not a good dancer at all. All right, now we're gonna ask a little bit about who you are. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you end up in crypto gaming?
So I am a developer, so I ended up in crypto gamer because I grew up as a geek and gaming. That's what I do. Even though I don't work with gaming as it is, I do software development, but I deliberately choose to not work with games because I believe if I do, I will end up ruining my hobby. So I would never cross both paths. But yeah, so that's how I ended up in crypto and integrated crypto gaming as it is because I found out the technologies before gaming on crypto was a thing in 2018. And then obviously my love for games just wanted this space to grow. And the community, the gaming community as it is, inside and outside crypto is amazing, and it's great to see what is being built here in the past few years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've seen it. Well, I've been with the guys with Wild Forest for past 13 months, I think. And the moment I joined, everyone was very welcome to me, and I knew really nothing about crypto gaming, nothing. So I was asking a lot of questions, and I'm thinking sometimes the guys were so polite with me to explain me step by step what everything means. Because even simple stuff like Web3 gaming, what is it? And I was asking those questions, and they were like super cool and super nice to me and explaining everything. So that's what you're saying. The community is amazing because you can always find some help in there. And the guys are very helpful. I absolutely agree. Okay.
Yeah, everyone is very human and respects each one's background regardless of where you're from, who you are, or what do you have. We all just in it for the same purpose, I suppose.
Yeah, that's also what I like. No one is behaving towards other players or other lords like I got more than you, so I'm better than you. No, it's not that kind of behavior. You might own one lord, or you might be just a single player that came to the Wild Forest and owned nothing, no NFTs, nothing, and they still treat you with respect. They still treat you like one of our people, and we all one massive community trying to help each other grow and build the game to the bigger sizes and get more people to join, which is amazing. Yeah. All right. Let's go to another question.
Yep.
Who is Shedra privately? You mentioned outside of the crypto gaming world. Well, of course, you mentioned you are a software developer.
Yeah, I do Yeah, I do develop software. I do code. I do code for a living.
All right. What is
Or
your
at least a wing code for a living.
what programming language you coding in?
I do any language really. Mostly like Microsoft stack, like C Sharp, PowerShell, but any scripting language. Really, I've been doing that for 10 years now. So doesn't really matter the language at the end of the day. So everything is similar. You
Yeah,
just
it's
the
just
principle
this,
is the same.
just syntax differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm currently studying software engineering. So
That's really interesting.
I'm in my
How you
third.
get on?
I'm not gonna say it's easy. I don't think saying if I will say it's easy, I'll probably lie. I'm currently in my final year for bachelor's degree, so I still
Yeah.
have 1 year ahead of me. Final project to do. But it's very interesting to see the world from the other side. Understanding how it works, understanding more than you actually see, because most of the time we see something working on the screen, but we don't understand how it works all in the background.
Yeah, if I may, and if I can give you an advice, it's just like find what you like, being that the language or being that what interests you the most, and then it's gonna be easier because you're gonna be interested in the language or in the type of project or the segment that you're gonna be, because there is just so much information, so many language, so much going on that sometimes you can feel like, oh my god, I'm lost, and it's actually really for you to find, oh, I actually like this language, I enjoy doing this, or maybe I enjoy AI, I don't know, and then and eventually it's gonna become easier with time and truly just putting the hours in.
That's good to know, because I do feel sometimes it's overwhelming, learning all those different technologies. You have different modules and then they bring you new stuff and everything. But enough about me.
Yeah, it's just like what they say is about the academic way of feeding you everything that they can, and it's very shallow as well. That's why I say, like, just look for some that you really like, whatever module you like the most, and deep dive it heads first, and then you're gonna see the world's gonna open for you.
Perfect. Thank you for the advice. I might come for some more.
Anytime.
Thank you. All right. So because we know you are working as a software developer, but who are you behind the screen? What do you like to do on a day off, away from coding, away from crypto world?
Well, I don't. There's not a lot of spare time when I'm not gaming, but I do like to play the decks when I'm free. I do like to go to the gym. I do some grappling on my free time as well. And then that's it. Then that's 24 hours of the day. I have two cats. I like pets.
Amazing. There's not really much time, isn't it? Because there's always something
Nope.
to do, especially with all the games coming out and you're trying to keep up with running network and you're thinking tribally, Wild Forest, the Machine Arena, and it's all the time something is coming up and you're thinking, as a Lord holder, someone who is stacking the Lord, you're thinking you're getting points for this for airdrop, you're getting points for this for airdrop, and you're thinking, can't keep up with all of these, so I have to focus on one or maybe two games or maybe three games if I manage to get the time for it.
I'm actually just focused on Wild Forest at the moment. I didn't even touch the Machines Arena. I'll be honest, it's not my kind of game, the Machines Arena. It's not my cup of tea. I used to play Pixels, but since the last Chapter 2 update, I just like, it's too grindy. I don't have the time anymore for
Yeah.
like all those hours grinding. And so I'm mainly playing like Wild Forest, like it's the main game. Like all my eggs is on one basket. I mean, I still have like Axie and scholarships and stuff like that, but it's way less time than I actually do playing Wild Forest. I would say I spend a lot of my day playing Wild Forest.
Yeah. To be honest, I did not have time this season to play a lot. So I just focused on trying to squeeze myself into top 1000. The packs are released today for everyone. And I think the packs are there's many complaints from players coming in. What are you thinking about this?
I think the way that they introduced it is really good, open a lot of opportunities for the future. And we know that the model for games like that, the gacha, is what brings revenue. And then if we were talking about crypto, we have to have a way of have revenue coming in and controlled going out. So gacha rewards is a way. I do believe there are things that could be improved, like the number of players that were the reward was distributed. So maybe in the next season could be more players. But yeah, overall I think it was really good what they created and what they introduced there. I think it's the first game that actually has a leaderboard reward system that gives you a chance of getting a certain reward. And we know everyone loves gambling, like in this space everyone loves a gacha. Like this packs came out today. I was in the top 300, inside the top between 300 350, and I got my packs, opened them all, and I bought another 40 bronze packs and 30 copper packs to gacha on them.
Big gambling there.
Yeah, I probably need to seek for help. I can't get the packs alone.
I mean, you gambled before and it paid off. So might as well just pay off this time. You never know. So
I mean, I don't drink, so like that's I gamble packs.
There you go.
I think that's the balance.
Yeah, I do drink occasionally. I don't smoke. But I still gamble. My wife is always telling me, you shouldn't put more money into this. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'm just going to buy a couple more packs. And then I end up having another 20. And it's just fun. She doesn't get it.
I mean, as long as you don't lose your hairs at the end of the month, it's fine. I can live on cup noodles for a fortnight until I get paid again.
Yeah, I explained to one of the players in a general chat, because he was complaining a lot about that he wasted a lot of money. I told him, and I think this is advice for everyone who is planning even to invest: do not invest any money you're not ready to lose. That's my main goal.
I think the main thing here is like looking at a game now. I know we are in crypto and stuff, but I think you should look at a game more like a game sometimes. Like if you play some, like for example, if you play Clash Royale, do you buy gems there? So I would look into how, like, I used to spend some like ridiculous amount of money buying skins and buying gems and buying, like, I'm a gamer, that's my hobby. I don't drink. Some people can spend all their money on booze every weekend. So like I see that in this way is the way that I spend my money on entertainment. Some people gonna go out, gonna pay for a nightclub and stuff like that, and then if I get something back from it, it's great. But if I don't, I see that half like my hobby. I have a full-time job, and that's I'm not an investor by any means, and I would like everyone to listen to that, because a lot of people come into crypto and they call themselves investors. And then I think for you to be an investor, you have to, number one, have a lot of money, and number two, have a lot of knowledge in investing. So it's like someone come to me, they in a Hello World or a calculator program, and says like, "Oh, nah, I'm a software developer," and which is not. And it's the same as a lot of people come into crypto. It's like, I'm an investor just because they managed to flip a NFT or some meme coin, and then they will get upset when things don't go their way, or if they are over invested because they think they're investors. So I think the first step is take one step behind and see, like, what are your skills, what are your objectives, do you want to just earn a quick buck, do you want, and then spend your money accordingly, like take the risk accordingly to what you can lose and what you can just whatever, that's life, you know what I mean? I think it's going to be a lot healthier if people start looking this way.
Yeah, that's great advice, guys. So if you're not ready for this, don't put all your money in it and you hope that some meme con is going to do a 10x, 100x, because that might not happen. We've seen it before. We've seen sometimes. Some people are super extremely successful, but as you said, they have put the time to learn. They have put the money in it because they had the money. So
90% of people in this space gonna lose their money. That's just the truth. No, otherwise, everyone is gonna would win. 90% of people gonna lose. So it's like being mindful of not being part of this 90%, just by knowing your limitations and like the Stockholm effect, that you think you know what you don't know. So like, maybe it's better to be more cautious when you think you know too much. Maybe just be more conservative with your money. Take small steps, and then if things go bust, if nothing goes your way, at least you had fun.
exactly.
You can, because it didn't spend too much, so you're not gonna get stressed. You can actually enjoy what you're doing and playing in the community without getting stressed and angry, because that's what I can see a lot of times in general, is like people get really angry, which is because they are overinvested.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no need to stress. We all here to have fun most of the time. All right, let's talk a little bit about your Wild Forest experience now. So, what's your favorite aspect about Wild Forest, and why is it standing out across all the games on all different, blockchains?
Quick matches is one of them. The matches are really quick. It's easy to learn. It's like you just need 2 brain cells to that's how this unit works. This is how this unit works. And there's a handful of strategies that you can try straight out the box. Like I like rushing game. Like I said, I'm a gamer. I'm terrible. I'm really bad. So
I'm sure you're not.
so there's a. So there's truly, if my team would be a top 10 team, but on my hands, I was just inside 500 because, but there's a few strategies that you can try, and that's the thing. Like, even if you are too bad, you still has a chance because you can just brawl your way through the matches.
Yeah, that is one way to do it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So, what your deck looks like at the moment?
So I have a half piercing deck. So I have a level 30 archer with piercing damage and efficiency, which is not the best of the perks, but yeah, that's a good carry archer. I have a level 22 skeleton with critical and piercing damage as well,
and
nice. A pyromancer level 21 with flame power and efficiency. And massive. So yes, it's really good.
Yeah.
Then for tier 2, I have a level 30 knight with piercing damage and the one that increases the range, giant sword, I think. And pig copter level 15 with siege and piercing damage, and witch level 12 with fire range and armored, and a tank level. I think my tank is level 13. So my deck's not even full level. It's not maxed out. So my tank's level 13. But I have like relatively decent perks. And my strategy is rush castle. Summon all the everything that I can that has piercing. Lure my enemy to the other side so they think they have to defend, and then just rush castle. Most of my matches I won't like that. Unless my enemy has a ninja with piercing that has the same idea. All my skeletons and all my archers are not going to do it.
I don't have piercing damage on my ninja. My ninja is level 20 at the moment. But I have this perk where you can make 3 of them instead of 2. So I was playing with Ruby once, and that ninja won that match for me and he has vampirism. So I did manage to win this match only because when Ruby was concentrated on building everything and creating the army to rush my castle, I already created 3 ninjas and I attacked her base. And those ninjas destroyed that base. She didn't manage to recover. And her units were level 30, all legendaries. And I have maybe 3 legendaries in my deck. So I was surprised I did manage to win this. She was, I think, surprised as well. But yeah,
That's
yeah,
the thing, like,
yeah. Go ahead.
sorry. That's the thing. Vampirism is really strong on ninjas. I think is the best perk for ninja is the vampirism because it's so hard to kill it, and buildings are way too weak. I think buildings, the castle needed a buff because it's just too easy to break it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because especially when you have piercing damage, when you rush with many units with piercing damage, it's very hard to stop the units from destroying. And then when you get to that little spot when you have just a minimum health on your castle, the only thing you can do
Yeah.
is just wait until someone sends one other unit to just finish you off. And that's just funny because sometimes I'm just looking at my castle being destroyed and I'm thinking, well, I have this army sitting here. There's nothing I can do. I can just watch. There's really nothing sometimes. Yeah.
As I say, like sometimes you don't need a lot of strategy, you just need to rush castle.
Rush, yeah, absolutely. I agree. That's what I do many times, and I remember when we used to play arcade, sometimes the people are just trying to think of those different strategies, how to play against you. And then you're thinking, I can just rush your castle and you're not going to have time to even do anything.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like brush castle and that's it. I mean, I do think the team with time they're gonna tweak the buildings or tweak those perks so they are not as effective on buildings. So at least the match is not gonna be so flash and quick. It's obviously like having too long matches is not the ideal, but also having too quick of matches where there's no actually thinking behind it. It's just like rushing castle or brawling through it. It takes the fun out of the game because you're actually not using any of the strategy from it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. What's your favorite unit at the moment? You said ninja.
Yeah, I like ninja, but I don't have a ninja on my deck. I don't play ninja.
That's surprising.
Just because I think ninja requires a lot of skill to play, where to send it, how to conquer territories. I don't play ninja. I do like playing the flaming cat. I think is a very cool and versatile unit. And the skeleton. I like the flaming cat skeleton combination. I think it's a very powerful combination.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I've got skeleton. It's legendary. I can't remember what level it is, but I do play it, and I can't remember the perks names. I know what they do, but I can't remember the names of the perks. So I got the perk where you can actually create a skeleton with less mana. So
it's efficient.
Yeah, so sometimes what I do, if I see my enemy is really strong, instead of building, barracks and then mine and then trying to optimize the mana increase and places to build a unit, I just build 4 barracks and I craft skeletons all the time. Of course, it only works against the ground units. But if I see my enemy doesn't have any flying units, then it's just a simple game. I just drown him with my skeletons, attack with the skeletons. And funny enough, the mana builds quick enough so you can eventually upgrade your barracks and then create second tier units. And it's just quite fun to watch how someone is struggling to defeat your skeletons because you're just creating them so fast that they just don't realize how many of them are there.
Yeah, it's a really good unit. Have you had a look on the balance notes from today, which is like the proposed balance for tomorrow? I think they're gonna have an update. I think that it's not final yet. We're gonna have this 1 week off season. So one of the changes is like now skeleton's gonna have an additional 1 cost of mana. So your skeleton with efficiency is gonna be really valuable.
Yeah, definitely. And I didn't actually look at the update yet because I was quite busy today, but I will. But if you're saying that, they're going to be very valuable.
Yeah.
All right. You did share some strategies because I had already questions about your strategies. What's your favorite moment? Do you have any kind of moment playing against someone? And if you remember the player's name, some moment that stuck in your head because it was so unique.
I never remember the name of the person because I don't really pay much attention. I always look what is the troops, but I don't look who I'm playing against. But there was a moment that I was playing with someone yesterday that he had all the troops level 30. Everything that he had was level 30. And I waited until nighttime, summoned two witches, a tank, and a flaming cat. And he rushed me, and he was rushing my castle with spearmans, which is really dangerous because
Yeah.
it can kill you really quick. But once they came, they faced like my tank and two witches. And then my witches just destroyed the spearmans, and my tank has a big shield, so like all the archer and the gliders were making very little damage. So by the point that he rushed me, I managed to eliminate all the troops with my pyromancer and the tank, and then summon the second tank because the first one was already dying, and then I went to his castle because he had no troops left. So
And
I was like,
that's
I was in disbelief. It's those moments that you think, I would just surrender. He has like level 30 ninja, level 30 everything.
yeah.
Like a level 30 juggernaut, like that's it, I'm done. But I think he thought like he would just like have a quick win, send his like his spearmans and troops to my castle, and that would be me. So I was just like proud inside, like I can't believe I won it, and was not even rushing. I just waited until he came to me. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Sometimes on the matches, the best that you do is to wait to be attacked,
Yes.
and then after that you go ahead.
Yes.
It's the best
Because
strategy.
sometimes the units will focus more on buildings rather than your units, and then you just have the advantage because you're attacking straight units instead of building. So
Yeah.
that is a good advice for other guys to if you see that you are disadvantaged in some way, just keep your ground with your buildings, and then you might have a chance to win. Amazing.
Especially if you place ranged units behind the buildings at the time that the enemy is approaching, he will already be being hit with your unit. So at the time that he reaches you, you're already gonna have done him some damage. So you have chances. You have chances, and you can just summon more troops if you're close to your barracks if they don't destroy it quick. So like sometimes a good strategy is just wait, chill out, and wait.
100%. So don't surrender, guys. Try your best. All right. A little bit about your content creation journey, because I know currently you're not creating any content. Are you planning to start creating content?
Yeah, I do create content, and I did start at very disingenuinely. I don't put a lot of pressure in me, and I like to create stuff that I am comfortable with, like sharing. I actually think that I might start like streaming my matches. It's just a thing with time. Again, like I have a full-time job, and I
Yeah.
also want to play, and it's not something that I'm like having great expectations or becoming a big content creator. I just want to share with everyone what is cool, share the news from Wild Forest, share what is cool about the game, what is cool about our community. I don't feel like I have the need to create like a lot of fancy posts or fancy videos. I'm not aiming to be this type of content creator. I want to share stuff that I think resonate with me and things from the people in our community. So, like this more like it started like a bit of a banner inside of the large chat as well, and then I started posting some like cool stuff during the airdrop and sharing things. So making
Yeah.
some giveaways.
All right, that's great. Oh, just as you mentioned, the giveaway, guys. We currently have we created a giveaway. We given away 15 prizes. The main prize is, of course, Epic Ninja, which is an amazing NFT. We talked about Ninja quite a lot in here, so if you didn't watch anything before, just go back and listen to what we've been talking about Ninja. So the giveaway is finishing on the 31st of August, so by the end of the month. And we're going to be doing a raffle on the 1st. Sorry, we're probably going to do the raffle on 1st. And we're going to choose from all the players. I'm going to post a link somewhere so you can guys join the giveaway if you still didn't. Of course, I'm going to post also your Twitter account because and we're going back to the same point as I had with Crypto Mamadus. some people call it X, some people call it Twitter. So I'm just so confused sometimes, and I'm gonna call it Twitter on the end of the day. So I'm just gonna post your Twitter account somewhere there. So guys, just hit that subscribe button, follow button, not subscribe. So hit that follow button, and watch the podcast, because you might meet more amazing people like Shedra, like Crypto Marmadus, because as you said, community in Wild Forest is amazing, because you can be yourself and you can meet people from all over the world. I mean, Crypto Marmadus was from Mexico. The Guillotine is from France. I'm Polish originally. I live in UK. You're from Scotland and originally from Brazil, which is amazing, because you can meet all those different people. And my podcast is here to bring the faces to the nicknames, really, and promote Wild Forest and running blockchain. However, I'm also reaching out currently to other blockchains and other people. I've just reached to a person called Gruff, and he's a Borg Guild founder, so he might be joining my podcast very soon. And I'm trying to get them to come to Wild Forest, because that's a massive community of players. I've played with them, the Heroes of Mavia. Shout out to everyone there. And we had some fun. It was some nice game. But it was not my cup of tea, as you said. It was just not my game. But there's plenty of players that we can still definitely convince to come to Wild Forest, especially other guilds from Web3 communities.
That's the thing. You can always go and try other games and see what you like. You have so many options, and then from everything, like trying many different games. I really like that Wild Forest, and I think anyone that give it a chance and play at the same time at the first time gonna fall in love with it, because it's a good game. If you like games, like there's no way you're not liking Wild Forest.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a unique game. If you didn't try it, there's going to be somewhere here down the bottom a little link for the Wild Forest. It always is. So just hit it. Create yourself an account. You can use the Google. You can use the Running Wallet. If you don't know how to, I'll also use some in description. I'll put some advices, or just as simple as it goes. Just you join the Discord community for Wild Forest. And everyone is going to be happy to help if you're struggling with anything. All right.
Yes, and a disclaimer: you don't need to be a pro player or be really good. You can be crap like I am, and you're gonna have fun.
You're definitely not. You're definitely not. And we're gonna put that to the test eventually when we're gonna have private matches. I'll invite you again, and we're gonna have this private match to fight together.
As I say, I'm gonna start streaming soon, so everyone's gonna have the chance to take the proof of it.
The moment you start streaming, please share the links with me and everything. I'm gonna drop it to the guys so they can see it as well. And also, absolutely. I think the Crypto Marmadus gave me a very nice idea. So I was thinking, eventually when we're gonna have the private matches out, I'm gonna think about creating the tournament for all the content creators that joined my podcast, all the guests that came on, and I'm just going to create a tournament that we're going to all fight together. We can do it on live stream, or we can do it as a recording as well, and it's going to be so much fun to see how we all can interact with each other and fight with each other. So we're going to put a lot of players to the test to see how skillful they are.
That's going to be really, really fun to get stomped by Crypto Marmadus.
I mean, he told me he got crushed by Berks, so I truly believe that happened many times. Unfortunately, Berks don't want to join the podcast, because I've reached out to him because I wanted his opinion about how did he win in the first place, but unfortunately he refused. He said he's too busy. So I'm not going to be pushing unless he comes back to me again. I told him the invitation is always open. So I'm happy to host him as well. Okay, shall we move to some other questions?
Yep.
All right. So you said you are not investor, and you made that very clear. I will just ask you one question. It might be just a lucky guess. How would you predict the price of RON in the next 12 months? What do you think is going to happen to Rome?
I think Rome can reach $10 if we reach a good bull market. I always like to take a conservative look at things, and if it goes higher, it's gonna be really good. But how strong Rome is, if the team as Skymavis can control the emissions and deliver everything that they need and unlock the network for everyone to publish on it. I do believe that Rome has got the potential to reach $10 on the next bull run. I don't really know when it's gonna be. I'm not an investor. I don't pretend that I understand all these charts, but I do understand that in crypto we have cycles and patterns like we have in everything else in human society. And then on the next cycle, we do in the bull market, I believe we can reach those prices. Some people believe can reach a lot more. Some people don't believe. Like you might know, our friend Hybrid doesn't think it's gonna happen.
I think Hybrid was saying that it's going to drop to $1 eventually.
I've been waiting for this. I've been truly waiting for this day. Yeah. I think that's what we might get.
Yeah, I think the running blockchain is very strong, isn't it? Because it was the most used blockchain recently out of all of them.
Yeah, and the amount of games on it, the amount of games with real players on it as well, because we have other blockchains, other games, but it's like you go on some games and they're like kind of ghost towns. You don't see much activity other than just transaction hashes on the blockchain, which we know fairly well that can be generated by people and by robots. We kind of get to the merit if it is one or another, but we can really see by the community, by logging into the games, by playing the games, what is going on. For a while there was like this trend on X Twitter that the Ronin blockchain was filled with bots and such, but look at the size of the community when you go to Wild Forest Discord, or when you go to Axie Discord, or when you go to Pixel's Discord. Like it's very naive to affirm that it's filled with bots. And now the huge community from Lumiterra that arrived as well. So, like, yes, we have bots like everywhere else, like everything else. Bots being around in Web 2, and they're going to be around in Web 3, and if one day there's Web 4, it's going to be there as well.
100%.
You just need to understand how to separate things and recognize the good work that has been done in the network in the past few years. Ronin I mean, how many other networks can you install the wallet in your app? Can you buy the asset in your app in your phone, being the Android or iOS, and then transfer to another or withdraw to fiat in a few seconds, a few clicks? It's really user friendly as well, fast and cheap.
Yes.
I mean, that's what you want from blockchain, innit?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're looking for, because I've been speaking to Crypto Mamadas as well about this, and I said to him, the first time I encountered crypto gaming, it was with Ethereum wallets, and when I saw gas fees over $20 for something that was worth $150, I was thinking,
Yeah.
that is just too much. And then sitting up to 2 a.m. in the morning to lower the gas fees, it was just incredibly difficult and incredibly complicated. Instead of having, fun, you were just thinking, how can I do this? And you were trying to look for solutions which never came. And then running blockchain is completely different to every wallets, because it's just...
You have to...
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Or you have to bridge assets from one place to another and change a network and pay a fee and jump through 3 hoops so you can actually play the game. And I think we are very fortunate that we have a super easy blockchain that has its own wallet that is super easy and quickly integrated to the games.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's wrap this up. So what's the next big thing you're waiting for in Wild Forest?
Castles. Yes, I'm really looking forward for castles. Castles gonna be the next big thing, at least for who being around with being lord holders and buying lords. because we're gonna have access to the training camps, to the recruitment camps. So I think this first iteration, we might have the training camps first, and then with that, it's going to be a lot better for leveling up the units and perhaps creating scholarships. So onboarding people who wants to play the game, like other games, being scholars, and then get to compete on the leaderboard, but they don't have assets for that. And then there are many people out there doing that. We have like some names like Wesley or Yeye Meta. He's like open scholarships. So it's going to be a great step forward, having like the castles ahead. So it's the next big thing I'm looking forward for.
Amazing. Yeah, I told Cryptomameters for the game I'm waiting castles as well, but I'm waiting for the 2v2, 3v3 modes. I hope they're gonna come eventually, because this is something I've been thinking about for a long time, and it will just show you how entertaining this game can be. If you play with someone as a team trying to defeat other teams, and it will just expand the possibilities to enormous sizes, really.
Yeah, or even Clan Wars as well is another game feature, but we know like it's far away, so it's a future, really far away for. So yeah, it's gonna be really cool when you can have friendly matches too.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, thank you very much for joining the podcast. I know you were not convinced, but thank you very much for joining. I'm sure there's many people that would love to watch it and get to know you a little bit, same as me. You know, we're always here as a community, as you said, you know, to support each other, to find a better solutions for everything, really, and to expand the knowledge about Web3 gaming, because there's still a lot of people out there that if they will find out about Web3 gaming, they will constantly just start shifting from Web 2 to Web 3. And I'm sure about this because I'm one of those people that moved completely from Web 2 to Web 3.
Yeah, we are early. We have a long journey ahead in converting all this. We are a cult. We are the century cult, and we're gonna convert all this old Web 2. But the truth is that Web 2 is starting to be boring. And if you are our generation, Web 3 is where the community is where the fun is actually. So yeah, thank you for inviting me. I hope I could bring some fun in entertainment and some information as well. We're here as a community to share everything that's cool we've been doing, everything that's been built in the game. So yeah.
Absolutely. Perfect. Thank you very much once again. And take care, guys. See you next time in the next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.